Now to show you how to change maps, I've gone ahead and made this tower structure off screen, and we'll need an entity called a map door or exit. You'll want mode 0, which is just an actual door. Put that down. Don't need an ID value, but you do need the next map name. We haven't made a map name, but I can assure you it will be map 2. Let's go ahead and give this connection ID, and I will tell you what that does later. Make it any number you can remember. Save the entity, and let's make a new map. Pressing the new button will create a new map after warning you that you should probably save first. And now we're in a temporary space. Let's name this map 2, as has already been set in stone.
Yay!
Make sure to save. Let's switch to tool 1 and then drag the player. When you make a new map, it carries over some settings from the last map, but we don't want this background. Let's just make it black, because it's going to be a house or a tower. Go ahead and make the collision. Let's press 1 and drag the player to the bottom. Let's make a new map door. And the map name we want to go back to is map 1. Connection ID, if you remember, is 25. And that's all you need to do there. If you want some music here, some swanky music, you can set that. Test it with this button. See, this map does not have the tile sets we've used in the previous map. So add the facility ping back to it, add a layer. Let's paste some of this into the background. Box selected with control. I'll skip past the detailing, but this is the tower area, and I will show the connection ID feature.
Yay!
Test running this map, pressing down to enter the door, which will exit into the previous map we created. Now the player will be positioned at this door when entering this map. Otherwise he will be positioned at the very start. Another thing to note is if we play the entire mod right now, it will start on this map because we haven't set a starting map. So click on map 1 here, press the flag button, and now starting map will be set to map 1. Of course you'll want a purpose to this room, some kind of risk and reward. So take another enemy, place it in this room, and down here you see trigger on death, which only works on enemies that you kill. So put a number in there, accept changes to the entity, then you want a reward. Let's go to the weapon pickup. The list of ID values is down here. And spawn ID, we want to set this to the number we just set to trigger on death.
Yay!
Then we test the map. And this will not work yet, sadly, because trigger on death works differently, as you can see in the text. Activate trigger entities with this ID. So you need an actual trigger to do the work. So this needs an ID value of 10 and a spawn area of 0 or 1.
Yay!
The gun will spawn as a reward. And you can have interactions like that to spice things up. Let's click on map 1, click open, and go back to it. Back at the original map, once again I've done some detailing off screen. And let's go ahead and set the actual level end. Let's shorten this. Press the 1 key to shortcut the pan and select tool. And place the level edge border here. This does by itself not end the level. Let's collapse that and expand the entity thing. Let's go back to map, door, or exit. Keyword or exit. And you see the guide down here. We need to walk off right. That's mode 1. Connection ID we will set by heart and trust that we will make the connection when we make map 3. Exit only is not something you set on exits, actually. It's confusing wording, but it makes sense. You can enter this exit. Next map name is map 3. Keep it simple. And apply changes. Now,
Yay!
test this map. And the player dies. What you want to do is add collision tiles off the edge of the map to prevent the player from walking to his death while in a cutscene. This should all be set. As we recall, the connection ID is 50. Let's press new map and name it. Not map 03, map 3.
Yay!
Save it and create our entrance. Let's create some collision and then map door exit. This time we do want to make it exit only, otherwise the player can backtrack. The door is walk off left. The mode is 2. Test it. You cannot go back. Okay, I've done some more detailing. Just a note, to detail behind this entity, I use the Hide Entities button, which is self-explanatory. Okay, just to test the door, you can temporarily set exit only to 0, set the default next map name to map 1, and apply the changes. Now, before we begin, check the foreground start value is set to 0. You want it set to something much higher.
Yay!
Otherwise, your player will be behind all the background.
Yay!
Now, test run. You see how the player gets stuck against the wall there? To fix that, we're going to need to move everything back, which is not as painful as it sounds. Just box select everything, move it forward some, delete this stuff. If you accidentally delete too much, it's not that big of a deal to replace. Move the door. And the boundaries you want to move also. Player goes over here.
Yay!
Now, when we enter, there's no more running against the map's absolute edges. Everything's good, everything's nice, everything works. Excellente!